Losing the victim mindset. Now, this isn't particularly an easy subject to go over or to try and explain to people that they need to lose the victim mindset, because when you're fresh out of some of the hideous things you've been through, it takes time to process it all and heal from it all. And it is effortless to become locked in the victim mentality after being mentally, physically abused, or both by a narcissist. And no one could blame you after everything they have put you through. Yet, unfortunately, that victim mindset only serves to keep us locked in the past, and it helps our depression spiral further out of control. When you've been gaslighted by a narcissist, left with guilt, anger, resentment, self-doubt, self-blame, once you start to wake up, most often we can go through all the, was it me, was it them, and it's a very confusing place to live. It's them. They are abusive. Now, some people will also question, could I be the narcissist? No, they are the narcissist. Then they brought you down. When you're around certain kinds of people, you do pick up characteristics from them. You do pick up mechanisms to survive. And the majority of narcissistic people will not look for help. They will not look to see where the problem lies within them. They will not look to see if they are a narcissist. So those that question, is it me? No, we've all got things we need to work on, but nobody deserves to be abused. A narcissist is extremely calculated on playing the victim when needed. They thrive off the attention they get from those around them. They will abuse victims, then they will downplay or deny their behaviour, provoke the real victim to get reactions, often in public, and some have been known to film them and exaggerate all the reactions from the true victim while gaslighting and blame shifting it all onto the victim. Things like, if you hadn't, I wouldn't. That, with the fact your emotions are running on high and you've lived under constant fear and constant stress, you can be left feeling like you are indeed the narcissist. If you have empathy for others, you do not have the disorder. Just like negativity breeds negativity, when around narcissistic people, it's incredibly easy to become drawn into their toxic world. This can lead to some people unwittingly becoming an abuser to their abuser, or unwittingly becoming an enabler for their abuser. When you become an abuser to the abuser, turn into the survival coping mechanism fight, as some victims can become locked in a power struggle with certain types of narcissists, getting drawn into their games, with the trauma bonding and becoming unwittingly addicted to the drama of the toxic relationship. Your behaviour can become increasingly narcissistic, even though you are not a narcissist. Then we have the victim who fawns, meaning they conform to their abuser's demands for fear of what the abuser will do if they step out of line, making excuses for the narcissist's behaviour, thinking it wasn't that bad. And often with the narcissist telling them it wasn't that bad, or believing that they deserved it. Again, the narcissist gaslighting, if you hadn't, it leaves the true victim feeling like they are to blame. And those who form can often also unwittingly become an enabler to the narcissist manipulative never-ending games. You are not to blame. Yes, we all need to own up to any actions that we did, but we also have to recognise when When we've been force-fed lies through many manipulative tactics, had our beliefs, values, boundaries, and much, much more taken down, left believing that we're not good enough, accepting behaviour that we should never have accepted through fear, intimidation, and many more. And we have to accept responsibility for our own behaviour. Not at the start, because at the start, most people are blaming themselves for absolutely everything, and not everything is your fault. At some point, you need to start to pass responsibility back to the abuser, the rightful owner, for the things that they did to you, and then work on you. Lose the self-blame, as it's not all your fault, like the narcissist has told you. Yes, you may have reacted at times. That's human nature. You have to accept the part that you played. And some people do not play any part whatsoever. We are all individuals. But if you did play some part, you must also pass the responsibility back to the rightful owner for the role that they played. Accept that you didn't get out sooner. Be thankful that you're out now, or you're thinking of getting out, and that you can now start to move forward with your life. You must also lose the victim mindset. Yes, you've been through a hideous experience. I know that, and I understand how horrible it feels once you first get out. It is just the start of your journey. It gets easier and it gets better. You need to grieve the loss of the hopes and dreams that you had. Accept you cannot and will never be able to help them. You can only ever help someone who is willing to help themselves. And if by helping them you are continuing to cause you pain, that is on them and not you. People can only learn from their own mistakes, and people can only change themselves. Understand the reality of what actually happened and who they really are. But to move forward, you need to shift out of that victim mindset, as it will only ever hold you back. Now, one thing that helps people do this is to focus on the fact that the narcissist will always play the victim role to others. And part of the reason why they can never find their true happiness. You can find your happiness again, and to do so, you need to move forward from the victim mindset. We are human. We make mistakes. We fail to realise what's truly happening to us. The most intelligent people get sucked in by these people, and unfortunately, we are far from alone in this. The past and the victim mindset only serves to keep us trapped in the past and our emotions locked on past pain. So the past, even when no longer around, our abuser stays with us in our mindset, in our present. You have empathy. You care for others on a deep level. You want to help, support, learn and grow. You can see things from other people's points of view, other perceptions. And that's an incredible talent to have, and there is nothing wrong with this at all. Yet you must learn that although you have the ability to do this for others, you need to do this for yourself first. All the effort you put in to help other people, you now need to put that effort into helping you. You have to take yourself to the next level, which means finding the lessons learned from the experience, so you don't repeat it in your future. Some of us had narcissistic parents and never understood the difference, meaning you went from one narcissistic relationship to another, accepting those behaviours that should never have been accepted. Now you have the newfound knowledge and wisdom of those lessons learned. You can move your life forward into a new, much happier direction. Developing your knowledge and understanding of what you've been through to allow yourself more awareness for the future. Going no contact or grey rock doesn't mean you want to hurt them. It means you need to save yourself and you can start healing. You are not doing it to hurt them. You are doing it to heal you. It takes time and work from within yourself, but you can do it. Others have done it before you, and you can show others that they can do it too. Once you forgive yourself and lose the victim mindset, you can Begin the journey to rebuilding your self-esteem, self-trust, self-love. Learn and create new boundaries for yourself. And some people do it the other way around. Some people start rebuilding their boundaries and their self-love and their self-esteem and self-trust. And then they get to the point where they forgive themselves. Remember, forgiveness is for you. If you are not ready to forgive them, don't. You've got to do it in your own time when you're ready. And then some people lose the victim mindset at the very last point. It's all about finding which way around works for you. Learn to trust yourself again and tune into your intuition. Then you can learn to trust those around you, as you'll have a better understanding of those who love and care for you and want what's best for you, those who respect who you are for who you are and don't want to knock you down and walk all over your boundaries to destroy you any way they can. You'll find it second nature to remove toxic people from your life and surround yourself with positive people where you pick each other up, respect and care for each other. Once you learn to listen to those instincts and once you start raising your boundaries, raising your standards to who you want to be, learning that we don't have to be liked by everyone. We just become ourselves, learn how to be who we want to be, and the right people like us for us. Creating yourself a whole new belief system by taking your responsibility for any actions. Remember, no one deserves to be treated how a narcissist treats others. But if you did act out in one way or another, you do have to claim back your responsibility and not all the responsibility. As I said at the beginning of the video, most narcissists leave you feeling like you are solely to blame, and you are not. Creating you a new belief system on what you want from life now, a new blueprint on where you'd like life to go now. Ask yourself, what direction do I want to take now? If you put no postcode into a sat-nav, it's not going to know where to direct you. If you keep putting the same postcode in, it's going to keep taking you back to the same place. If that place brings you pain, you need to change the postcode. You work on creating somewhere that you'd like to be in 6 months, 2 years from now. And then see why you want it and focus on the outcome. You will find a way. You will find the resources so long as you stick to it. It's okay to take a detour now and again. Just keep that dream in mind, whatever that dream is for you. You are no longer a victim, and you just didn't have the knowledge to understand the situation and what was happening to you until you made it out the other side as a survivor. While you stay in victim mindset, all the things the narcissist throws your way will only keep you down. Once you take back control of your mindset, understanding what they are trying to do, all the manipulative mind games they play, you'll have a better coping mechanism within yourself to deal with it the right way and move forward with your life for you. Creating yourself a different thought process, perspectives, helps you move forward to a happier life, as your old thought process and perspectives are what put you where you were. Now it's time to listen to people's actions and not just their words, not make endless excuses for those who hurt others. Help and be kind to those who are kind and who are willing to help other people. Only you can take back your power and control of your mindset and the direction you want to take your life now. You can achieve and accomplish anything you put your mind to once you're strong enough to take action to make it happen. You can make yourself strong enough. If another human can do something, it is possible that you can, and you will do it. Just keep going. You have got this. It's incredibly difficult to hear that you need to lose the victim mindset if you're in the beginning. but you might not be ready to deal with this yet. And if you're not ready, then work on what you need to work on first and come back to it at another point. But while ever you're stuck in that victim mindset of, why is this happening to me? It keeps on happening to you. Somehow it keeps happening. So you need to switch from the, why is this happening to me, to what is this teaching me, or what can I do about this, or how can I handle this? All working on self. Now, it's difficult when you've got people like that throwing situations and problems into your life. And I get it. I get the whole, why should we deal with our anger and resentment and not hold on to it. You've got to release your anger and resentment in a safe way. But why should we not explain to them how they are making us feel, because it's them making us feel that way? And it's difficult to switch from they might be trying to make us feel a certain way, but we have the power and control within ourselves to feel how we want to feel. And at first it's incredibly difficult because they use the things that matter the most to you to chip away at you and to provoke you and to give you those negative emotions. But that keeps you locked in the land and the world of negativity. So you've got to give yourself like a 5 or 10 minute time limit of, right, they've done this, deal with this emotion. They are not going to bring me down. They are not going to keep me down. I'm going to find my happiness. And then you need to go and do something that lifts your spirits back up. Find the sense of humour. And I know it is not a funny subject, but honestly, once you can find your sense of humour in the things that they do, and I know the things they do are not funny, it's difficult to explain, but that sense of humour, it brings out your happiness. It's all about finding the control within yourself, because you cannot control them. No matter how hard you try to please them, no matter what you do for them, no matter how much you change for them, it will never be enough to keep them happy, to keep them at bay, to get them to leave you alone. The only thing you can do is things for you that make you happy. Find your own happiness. Please add anything in the comments that's helped you move on from this. Thank you very much for listening. Bye.